Nicolás Maduro is one of the most controversial political figures in modern Latin American history. Born in 1962 in Caracas, Venezuela, Maduro did not come from a traditional elite background. Before entering politics, he worked as a bus driver and later became involved in labor unions. His political rise began when he joined the movement led by Hugo Chavez, the charismatic socialist leader who transformed Venezuela's political system in the early 2000s. Maduro became one of Chavez's closest allies and was appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs in 2006. In this role, he was responsible for strengthening Venezuela's relationships with countries such as Cuba, Russia, China, and Iran. After Chavez fell seriously ill with cancer, he publicly named Maduro as his chosen successor. When Chavez died in 2013, Venezuela entered a period of deep uncertainty. Shortly after Chavez's death, Nicolás Maduro won the presidential election by a very narrow margin. From the beginning of his presidency, his legitimacy was questioned by the opposition, and the country quickly began to slide into economic and political crisis. Venezuela, once one of the richest nations in South America due to its vast oil reserves, entered a period of hyperinflation, food shortages, and mass migration. Under Maduro's rule, millions of Venezuelans left the country in search of a better life. Supermarket shelves were often empty, hospitals lacked basic medicine, and the national currency lost almost all of its value. The government blamed international sanctions and economic warfare, while critics accused Maduro of corruption, mismanagement, and authoritarianism. In 2018, Maduro claimed victory in another presidential election, but the vote was widely rejected by opposition leaders and much of the international community, including the United States and the European Union. In 2019, opposition leader Juan Guaido declared himself interim president, arguing that Maduro's re-election was illegitimate. This led to one of the most dramatic political standoffs in recent history, with two men claiming to be the rightful president of Venezuela. Maduro managed to stay in power thanks largely to the support of the military, state institutions, and foreign allies. Despite multiple attempts to remove him through protests, international pressure, and even failed coup efforts, he remained in control of the country. Over time, some opposition momentum faded, while Maduro consolidated his grip on power. In recent years, Maduro's situation has slightly changed. While Venezuela is still struggling, the economy has shown limited signs of stabilization, partly due to informal dollarization and reduced enforcement of some sanctions. International attitudes towards Maduro have also become more pragmatic, with certain countries reopening diplomatic channels due to energy needs and regional stability concerns. However, Maduro remains a deeply polarizing figure. To his supporters, he is a leader who resisted foreign interference and protected national sovereignty. To his critics, he is responsible for the collapse of a nation, human rights abuses, and the suffering of millions of people. Today, Nicolás Maduro continues to rule Venezuela amid uncertainty about the country's future. His story is not just about one man, but about power, ideology, and the consequences of political decisions on an entire nation. Whether history will judge him as a survivor of extreme pressure or as the architect of Venezuela's downfall remains an open question.